Leo, welcome to your August 2022 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Going back to my original deck. Of course, for many of you, it's your birthday time. But there's a legal matter. I don't know. I don't know, but the High Priestess knows, that's for sure. I know there's something going on. I just heard that song the other day. It's one of my favorite songs. The heart of the matter is the Five of Wands. This is a card of conflict. There may be a lot of people that are having their 2 cents in a situation, and they have their egos involved, so it could be a clash of egos. We're coming off of a new moon at the beginning of August that is in your sign on the 28th of July. I'm recording this a few days before that new moon. So for those who see this before then, there's that is occurring in your sign. So you are, it's like, I was going to say turning over a new leaf, but it might be just that your life is going into a new phase. You know, there are different cycles in life, and one of them is your solar cycle. So when you have your birthday, and that's like another, year around the sun, trip around the sun. And now you are approaching things. It doesn't even mean that there is something specifically happening in your life that's any different. It could just be that you're observing your solar return, and that's a time when you tend to see things in a new way. And you know what I think, though, is more likely is that this is when there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius. And that's happening on August 11th. And that's when the moon is in the opposite house. So you have that activation of that 7th house, which is not only partnership, but it's legal affairs. So, and this doesn't have to be like, the conflict might be an inheritance. It could be, I'm trying to think of, with inheritance issues in particular, or some kind of shared money, shared resources, there's a, what you have in the 8th house, which is that house of shared resources, is Pisces. And Neptune is retrograding in that sign right now. So something may be coming clearer to you. You know, the Neptune retrograde can bring things to more clarity, ironically. And you may see things, and that can cause the conflict because you see that you're getting cheated, or that somebody didn't lie to you about something. In the past position, we have the Justice card, so that is seeking fairness in your situation, whatever it might be. If there's a situation going on, you may feel like you've gotten the short end of the stick and you're not going to stand for it. Leo is a generous sign. So if the 5 of Wands is about some kind of clash with money, it's not because you're petty and greedy. It's because of feeling deserving of it, and feeling that somebody might have gotten away with something. The higher message is the Ace of Swords. So this is the spiritual lesson, is to always seek mental clarity in order to move forward. Never allow yourself to stick your head in the sand about something. With those cards, for instance, if the 5 of Wands is about conflict in a relationship, it may be that you allowed it to go on too long. and therefore it got unmanageable. And so finally, you would have had to admit that to yourself. When in fact, if you refuse to be in denial to begin with, you save a lot of time, let's put it that way. That you could have admitted to yourself what you were dealing with. Because that certainly can come out sometimes, where a person finally has to admit that their relationship is not healthy, is toxic. And it may come reluctantly. Leo is a fixed sign. You tend to cling to familiar situations. I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's what you tend to do. That doesn't mean all Leos do that, but it tends to be that kind of scenario because it's so messy to have to make changes, to have new situations. The devil, may feel more comfortable, but then it becomes so devilish that it's unbearable, and you have to see things as they really are. And if it's some kind of like financial situation, that could even be with a spouse where they misrepresented their money, and then you found out, oops, and it's like, what? And then you're on the hook for it? Are you kidding me? So that can set off things too. And this card, it's like so amazing that I got this as a challenge card. The Page of Swords, this is what I'm talking about, of not paying attention to what is going on around you, to not documenting things. If you already know that a situation is bad, then you have to gather information. This is kind of like the spy card. You have to gather information. You can't just sit on things and hope they'll get better. And sometimes this card can be hiring a private detective. Now, obviously, that would be under special conditions. I suppose the rich and the famous have the means and the necessity or the need to do this because they have high stakes in separating, divorcing. But the average person, that might not be indicated for you. But who knows? Maybe in some cases, if you're with somebody who's lying and you can't tell if they're being honest or not, this can give you some kind of clarity that the Ace of Swords speaks on. The Ace of Swords may be like, you need this clarity. It might not be that you have it now, but that you really need to seek it. And sometimes you have to be the one to do that legwork. So it can be as simple as, going on social media. It's amazing. I'm saying this about myself. I'm coming to terms. I'm a Sag, but I have Pluto contacts, Sun in the 8th house. I'm coming to terms with my scorpionic tendencies. And I think I could have been a great, or can be right now, a great private investigator, because I can find out things even when they're like kind of obscured, where other people might give up. I can really do that. And you have to be that kind of person. You have to be pretty relentless and say, I want to get to the bottom of this. But you might not want to get to the bottom of this. That's the problem, because you're afraid of what you're going to find out. But you have to, because your finances depend on it. Also, another thing too, this could be work related, where with the Five of Wands, where there was a lot of inharmonious things happening at work, and that you were seeking the fairness of that situation because you were not being treated fairly. And when that happens, like if there's preferential treatment, then yes, that is the case to be made, because if you are kept back from promotions, raises, and you see that other people are getting these things and you're being singled out, then you have to document it. What is coming in is the Four of Pentacles. This is a good money card. You can see the person holding on to their money. So this can be the impulse that Leos have, like, I'm going to keep what I have. I'm not going, maybe you're going to be temporarily more economical, because Leos tend to be free spenders, because you want to see how everything shakes out, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where you risk not having what you need. And the other thing too is it can even be like not willing to budge on any kind of like person saying, hey, we can work this out, when they want a piece of the pie and they are somebody who's a usurper or whatever. I mean, there are many factors that could come into this, but you might be very motivated to keep your moolah close to the vest, or to really protect it. The outcome is the High Priestess. Be still and know. Things are yet to be revealed. I think that the full moon in Pisces, which will be happening in September 10th, may give you more information to go on. So as you conduct yourself in the month of August, as you have your birthday, and that may feel like it complicates things, Leo, because you may feel like, hey, I'm trying to enjoy myself, what's going on here? Understand that you have to allow for things to happen as they're going to happen. So I think the High Priestess too is like trusting the process, not to feel that even if you don't see the desired results right now, that it means that they're not going to come, because they could easily come, but it just may be on their own timeline. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonates. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.